So we are discussing leadership and service. I'm not going to discuss two topics because this is way too long. I just thought, it's impossible to do two topics today. So I'm just doing one topic, leadership and service. Tomorrow we'll see balance and chanting. We'll see because... Okay. Okay, so I think this is one of the most important topics which concerns all of us, because every good leader is a servant and every good servant is a leader. You have to always remember, because every leader is a servant, because leader serves people who are new, who need help. We are serving, we are not leading. At least in a consciousness we understand we are a servant. Externally we know we are a leader. And just like for the country, by the country, of the country, that's the point. For the people, of the people, by the people. That's what it is. And every good servant is a leader, because every servant, by his attitude, he teaches others. That's why he's a leader, because people are watching you. So we can't think that I am a servant, I'm doing service, and he's a leader, he's temple manager, management. No, that's a wrong concept, because people are learning from you also. So at every point of life, you can't say he's a leader and he's a servant. No, everybody's both. Both. So that's why we need qualities of both. It's not that, okay, if I'm talking about leader, then you might think I'm not leader. In the sense, I'm not temple manager, I'm not temple president, I'm a bhakta. But it's not the case. You're also a leader. People learning from your actions. Is it? So that's what concerns all of us. Even new devotee, even older devotee, anybody. These are general principles which we all have to learn. Especially Brahmacharis. We are leaders. We preach congregation. We go to congregation. So you're a leader. Even if you're bhakta, even if you're new, still you're a leader. Because for congregation you are like way up, Even if we are new, even if 3 years, 4 years, we are way up. So we have to understand, they take us seriously. It matters, like we in our consciousness we think it's just 3-4 years, so okay, fine. No, but for them, we are, they take you important because of the dress. And sometimes we overlook this fact, and there's a friction between congregation and devotees. And then devotees think, why they can't understand me. And they think, why he can't understand? Because the concept is wrong. You get my point? Mm-hmm. Okay. So having said this, let's first discuss what is a leader and then who is a servant. What is service? So who is a leader? Okay. The first point is, aim of a leader should be to make leaders and not to be just leader. That's very important, because generally if you're leading, then there's a tendency, okay, I'll keep on training, and you don't allow them to grow, and that's where the problem begins. Make them leader. Train them in such a way so that they go beyond you. That's a better consciousness also, and better thing. Because if you don't do that, then you don't grow. You don't grow, because the more helping hands you have, the more the better, no? So it'll help us. And don't lead people, but let them lead. That's important. A good leader doesn't lead them. He allows them to lead. The meaning is, a good leader gives them a sense that, see, you are important and you're leading. This is your service and you're leading your service. It's not that I'm keeping on poking my nose, every time. Then what happens if you give some service, suppose, to somebody, and then you say, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, this. Then you know what? That person feels, well, that he's given me service and that's okay, So it's not my service. I'll do something, and he's always coming and telling me. So okay, I'm not responsible. You understand? And he does, but he doesn't learn. So when you give service, you have to give feeling, okay, this is yours. I'm not going to come in between. Even if it does mistake, no problem. You have to anticipate. Even if he does mistakes, you have to anticipate. If these are small mistakes, okay, no problem. If you anticipate a big mistake, then that's not a problem. No? If you ask somebody to clean a floor, okay, clean floor, no problem. Even if you know that he'll not clean properly, even if you know, leave him. Let him do mistake. People learn, no? People learn by mistakes. You can't just make people learn just by saying. That's not possible. So we have to understand that we have to give them a sense that they're leading their own service. I am there to support you, but you are leading. So you are responsible. No? That's very important. That gives sense of responsibility. And that's what makes leader. Leader is made by sense of responsibility and not just by what they are doing. Is it? So, okay. So the point is, do not try to be Superman. There's a tendency, big tendency, I'm a leader and I'll overlook everything. I'll do everything. I have to overlook because I'm a leader. And then you're Superman. You're overseeing everything. And then you become frustrated, they become frustrated. It's a problem. It's a big problem. In a small group, maybe not, but when you have 50, 60 people, it's a big problem. And so don't try to be Superman. You delegate services. You tell, and this is yours. No problem, do it. You do mistakes. No problem, I'm open. Open. No problem, do mistakes. No, don't worry. I'll not say anything to you. Do it. Then they will feel confident and then they'll not do mistakes. And even if they do, they'll try to improve. Yes, I'm open, I can try and it's good. You understand? So it works a different way. Just like in one ashram, one devotee, he wanted to do book distribution. Like he just wanted to go book distribution, but we had different services in the temple. So we told him, you do this. But then he was saying, no, I'll do book distribution. So told him, okay, go. No problem, you do as much as you can. If you don't want to participate in temple services, okay, do. So then he started doing, he has his plan, he started doing and we were doing here. So, but then he himself understood, Like 3-4 days he did and then alone, we are all here, all doing services, prasad and other things, so we are happy. So then after 4 days he told, what, it's alone, it's a little boring. Let me come here, he came back. But if you stop, then what will happen? Then if you tell, no, you have to do this, then what happens is that revolt, no? Get my point? If you stop children, then they will do that thing. If you don't stop, then they'll automatically come back to the same point. So you have to decide. If the consequences are not very big, allow. If consequences are big, then you can say, okay, no, this is important. You get my point? So that's a good leader who gives space to people. A bad leader doesn't give space. He's a tyrant. Tyrant? There's some tyrant also in devotional life, but that's not a good thing. Somebody a gross tyrant, somebody a subtle tyrant, but there's always this thing. So don't try to be Superman. Delegate. Don't try to overlook everything every time. That's not a good thing. You will go messed up. You will fry yourself. And see, a good leader knows, there's a trick. A good leader knows, the first rule is good leader knows people will not listen to me. They have to keep in mind. This is the premise, people will not listen to me. And then the next step is, okay, how should I help them listen to me? But usually a bad leader, he has a premise, people should listen to me, I'm a leader. That premise is wrong. You get my point? So there's a difference between two. People will not listen to me, and then I'll help them to listen. So there's a subtle difference you have to understand. That's why I said don't try to be Superman. Okay.
I was going to say, we learned exactly the same thing. My mentor in business taught me exactly the
same things?
Thing.
Yeah.
He said you always have to be hiring, training, and motivating to replace yourself.
See.
And he says if you're always looking to replace yourself and the other people, you'll accomplish hundreds of times more than what
actually,
do and try
all people, this is not book. People who practice, this is truth. We realize this.
Yes.
This is how these things are going to work. If you don't do this, it's not going to work. That's why your mentor, he had experience and he got that experience, no? And experience is the same, whether you're there, whether you're here. So it's going to be same. And so it's a confirmation that it is right. Evidence. America, there's talk of evidence. Okay, we have evidence. Okay, second is leaders should be compassionate, see to their prime interest so that they elevate from fallen position. Now, it might seem simple line. Is it clear? It's clear. You can't see?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Leaders should be compassionate and see to their prime interest so that they elevate from fallen position. Do you see anything special in this? What? Leaders should be compassionate. They should see their prime interest so that they elevate from fallen position. Any special thing in this line? Nothing special. I'll give you a hint. You speak this daily. You speak this daily, this line. Daily, hundreds of times. But you never thought about it.
No, that's the essence of the Maha Mantra?
No.
Hundreds of times a day.
Yeah. Maybe 100 is a little exaggeration, but many times. So I gave this example. You know why I'm giving the example? I'll tell you why I'm giving the example. Okay. So there are two things in the example. You know what is this? Yeah. 4th canto, 21st chapter, 50th verse. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. And Prabhupada says this is a leadership mantra. In this 4th canto, 21st chapter, 50th verse. This is a leader. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha. He is compassionate. Kalpataru. He sees to their prime interest. Kripa sindhubhyevacha. He is compassionate. Patitanam pavanebhyo, so that they elevate from fallen position. Simple. Prabhupada says in that purport, this is leadership. So the idea is, we are praying to Vaishnava, you are my leader. So this is how the qualities is. So
they see to their own prime interest, or their
yeah. Now I will explain. I'll explain this now. Okay. Now there are two things in this. I gave the example to please make you understand. The leader should be conscious. What is happening around you? If you're not conscious, then you can't be leader. You might not poke your nose every time, but you should be conscious. So I gave the example because sometimes we are not conscious. We are doing, but we are not conscious what we are doing. Is it? If you don't know what you are doing, leader is good. It should be aware of things. He should be aware. He might not put his finger, but he should be aware of what's going on. It's a good leader. So that if something goes wrong in future, he is able to stop it at that point before it becomes a disaster, before it becomes big, because things do not take time to become big. A small tear in cloth, you don't take care. No, it doesn't take time. So yeah, we should be aware. So that's why I have the example. But that's one thing. Another thing is, Prabhupada summarizes everything here. Leaders should be compassionate. What do you mean by this? What do you mean?
Feel for other people.
Okay. Anything else? Anything? Yeah. Can you define?
Their point of view.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Compassionate means yeah.
It literally means to
share the feelings of others.
To share this, and particularly the suffering.
No. Okay. No. What's the practical application of this compassion? Yeah. Okay. How do we practically define this word? Practical definition. Okay. If you are compassionate, now what? What do you expect from you? That's my question. Okay, you're compassionate. You're saying you're compassionate. Okay, now what? You understand what's the practical consequence of that? So how do you define it practically? Compassion. Or how do I understand this person is compassionate? In some other way. I can see the feelings. something objective, no? External. What's that?
Being aware. There's an aspect of being aware, not being so into your own thing that you're not noticing what's happening with the people around you, especially those that you're responsible for.
Okay, well. Leader should be compassionate. That means leader should always help devotees. Leader should give them services. Engage them in service. That's compassion, spiritual compassion. Is it? Otherwise compassion has no value. Otherwise it's a material compassion, feelings. Engage them in service. Keep them busy. Help them engage in service, no? Because new devotees, they don't know how to engage in service, no? They don't understand. They want, but they don't understand what to do. Is it? So that's compassion. Help them to do service. That is why I said, create services, not just give services. That's compassion. Compassion means create service, not just give service. Now what do you mean by this? Create service and not give service. Now a person who gives service, you know what he'll say? He'll say, okay, you have to clean. Okay, bye, I'll come 1 hour, I'll see what's happening. Finish. And then you come back, he has not done. How did you do? Yeah, I forgot. Okay. Then again, okay, didn't do it, I'll come after 1 hour. You understand this giving service. But creating service is different. Prabhupada created service. Creating services means that you have to give services tailored to their needs. Not what you want to give. What they are comfortable in the service. What they need to do. Not what you need to give. There's a difference between this. If you give, okay, you have to do this, then they don't advance. What they need to do so that they advance. There's a difference. That's creating services. You have to create service, otherwise they'll not advance. Otherwise you are using them as machines. Is it? That happens, institution, that happens many times. You might, yeah, it happens. I mean to say, you're not willfully exploiting, but it happens like that. It's not a conspiracy. But the system is like that, institution, it goes like that, and sometimes you're forced to do, there's so many things to do, okay, you do this. So, keep in mind that always give them service what they need to advance. That's compassion, is it? That's how you define compassion. So you have to see that person. If he does this service, he will advance. If he does this service, he will not advance. For example, if he has no interest in deity worship, and if you give him service, probably he doesn't advance, no? He has absolutely no interest, he doesn't want to do, I don't want to do. Okay, he can do once to make him learn. But then what's his main service? Okay, you want to, okay, so now you see he's interested in book distribution, okay, do that. Example. So he needed that to advance, okay, good. Or maybe for example, sometimes you ask devotees to clean. So everybody needs that to advance. For example, to become humble. Okay, so leader, okay, fine. I am cleaning, you clean with me. Not that you clean. Then there's a problem. He'll say, come on. I've left my home to do this. And who is he? It doesn't come in that way, such a gross way, but it comes somewhere. It comes. So, no. A leader should give service what they need, and then first they should start that and then engage them. Okay, so if he understands, okay, he needs cleaning, he needs to do cleaning, it will help him to become humble. Okay, fine, you take a broom, I am cleaning, come, let's clean. Then he'll not feel you are giving him, you are forcing. And then when he starts cleaning, then you can say, okay, now you clean, I have some other service. You see? So you initiate, he comes, and then you leave off. Then they are good, okay, yeah, nice. He's with me, he's on my same page, It's not that he's there, I am here, he's ordering me. It creates problems. All great leaders are like that. Mahatma Gandhi, all great leaders. They were with people. Is it? And people were following them. So that's what is compassion all about. Create, not just give. New services tailored to the needs and challenges. creating service in a way so that there's a challenge. Because people like challenges, no? We all like challenges, especially Americans. They're like, I want a challenge, I go anywhere and programs, and then say, I want a challenge. India, it's not like that. Cool people, no challenge, peaceful. It's Om Shanti. In America, no challenge, this. So it's a different word. So yeah, they like challenges. Give challenge. Create a service so that there's a challenge. So you can say clean the floor. Okay, fine, it's finished. But you have to create a challenge in cleaning. Then they will do. Then there has to be some motivation to do something. No. Now, of course, you can say motivation is to please Krishna, but at initial level, it's not like that. We forget Krishna. Who? Oh, where is Krishna? Nobody remembers initially. So, yeah, make service interesting. That's my point. If you give service, make it interesting for that person. That's why I told tailored to the need. It should be tailored, and it should challenges make it interesting. No. So, how to do that? For example, when I'm back in India, so people go for book distributions like you go. So devotees, so brahmacharis. So what I do is I tell them, okay, fine. If you distribute books this much every week, so Sunday we'll announce your name, and especially I'll give you a gift. So it's interesting. There's a challenge, no? Oh, yes. These small things matter a lot. Like a child, no? I'll give you this and you do this. Oh, yeah. People are child. Don't think we are adults. It's not like that. In spiritual life, everybody's a child. They function like a child. It's like that. So that's interesting. Or when they hold book distribution, we give him, suppose, India is hot, no? So generally I ask them, I give them special bottles, some juices, cold lime juice, or okay, pack and take it. So that when you distribute, you're feeling thirsty, drink in between. So it becomes interesting. Oh, it's fun, you have juice, you have chips to eat, and you're doing, and then you can sit. So they like to do. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make service interesting. That's your leader's job. The new devotee doesn't know how to make it interesting. He doesn't know. You say he does. You say he does. There's no end. So it's boring. Then nobody does that. It's clear? That's compassion. Practical application. Be compassionate. See to their prime interest so that they elevate from fallen position. So next line is explanation of that. Their prime interest, not your. Okay. Fifth is live in them and they will live in you. If you can do this, you were saying, same point. If you live in them, they will live in you. If you live in people under you, they will live in you. The point is, you have to be in their shoes to instruct them. That's what you were saying, no? Mm-hmm. That's what you were saying. Be in their shoes.
And to know what kind of
direction
to point them in and create service for them.
Yeah, so, yeah.
If you don't understand.
Yeah, if you don't understand. So you have to think, if you were in their position, what you would expect. You have to be in that position. Always. If you live in them, that's my meaning. If you live in them, if you are always in their shoes, if you experience what they experience, they will live in you, they will surrender to you. Otherwise you can't do anything. So we have to understand their point of view, not always our point of view. It will be difficult to lead people. Very difficult. We can't know. So somebody doesn't do service, and then we say to him some harsh words. Well, if you are there in place of him, what do you expect? That's the question. What do you expect if I was there? Then you can understand what to do. So that's very important, if you can understand. Sixth is understand that most people are dull and not cunning. That is, they react and not act. What do you understand by this?
Most people are not.
Most people are dull and not cunning. They react, not act.
Their intention is good, but
yeah, most of the time, if something goes wrong, There's friction, no. They're the people, they have friction. You can't expect a paradise. So, if there's friction in you, people, or somebody, don't think, that he doesn't want to do. No. Or is against me. It's not, most time it's not that. People are dull. People act by reflex. They're dull, they can't think and they get fear, what to do? And then take a decision. No. You understand? He doesn't mean that, but at the spot, no, I want to do this. It's like a child. So everybody's like that. People go by reflexes. And then we think, he's saying no, there's some problem there. There's no problem. There's absolutely no problem. That's why Vyasadeva says, Manda Sumanda Mateo. That 4 things in Kali Yuga. Manda Sumanda Mateo, Manda Bhage Upadrita. In this age, people are dull, spiritually lazy, unfortunate, and always surrounded by problems. In this age. But he doesn't tell in this age people are cunning. He doesn't tell in that part. Why? Are there so many cunning people? Actually, to become cunning, it's very difficult. Seriously. To become a demon, it's difficult. Seriously. It's not easy. You're planning, you're contriving something. Most people do not do that. Most people go by reflexes. Isn't it? Somebody becomes angry. He doesn't plan. It happens. Oh my God, why did I become angry? It's like that, no? At that moment, you get anger. And then you think, I should not have been angry. But I don't know why I became angry. Real bad people are like Hitler. They planned. Their whole life is to kill. Or maybe tyrant. Maybe Stalin. Or Lenin. Okay. Kill everybody. So it's difficult to become a bad person. It's not easy. People are mostly good, down. Average American is a good-hearted person. No? They're not bad. Okay, there may be drugs, there may be girlfriends, but they don't know anything else what to do. They're not bad. But bad are those who are supplying drugs to ruin them. That's planned. So, always remember, when there's friction, don't come to this conclusion that there's a problem. There is no problem. You understand? There is no problem. We are thinking there's a problem. He's thinking like this, and they are doing like this, they are doing this. Nobody is doing anything. It's just a momentary reflex that's happening.
Like the laws of nature just...
Yeah, I mean to say, people don't know what to do. Okay, I'll do this. Okay, don't allow him. People can't really take wise decisions in this age. So they think something, nobody's trained. So there's no problem. It's all happening. It all happens sometimes. After some time, things become cool. But if you become disturbed by that, and you start thinking there's a problem, then you will create a real problem for yourself. You understand? Then the real problem comes. If you start thinking there's a real problem, why Prabhu you are doing this? Why you are doing like this? Why are you doing like this? And then you allow him to think. Yeah, I have to do like this,
And then he holds his position.
Yeah, then he holds his position. Yeah. Yeah, and then you create a problem for yourself.
So it's more just like, just kind of just like let things...
Yeah, let things go on. It's all like children, He does something and that all 4 children become angry. No. And they can't understand. They're children, they're playing, and the next moment they're playing. So I'm telling you, people are not adults, people are children. Remember that.
And even better yet is to ask questions and listen to them to find out what
I'll come.
1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4 layer, and then the 5th layer is what's really happening.
Yeah, I'll come to that point, Now, this will solve 95% of our problems. There's no problem. Don't make problem unnecessarily. And I've solved many problems like that. Many problems like that I've solved like that.
So you mean just by ignoring it?
Yeah, just ignore it. It's just time. Time will heal. No problem. It just heals. Time heals. Just leave it. People afterwards they'll themselves understand why I was doing like that. Mm-hmm. And then you can go to him after some time and you can say, see, I'm sorry. Rather than he coming to you, you go. I go when I'm a leader in my place. People come, like people have problems with me, no? Everybody has problems. So then they say something, tick. So I don't say, okay, fine, that's okay. After some time I go to them, I tell them I'm sorry if I did something. And then they tell me, no, Prabhu, I don't know what happened to me that time, Okay, let's go. Finish. So just ignore. Go. You ask, sorry, you ask. Things become tilts and go.
It's not like every little thing you have to
No, that's the point, yeah. That's the point. Forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the Bhagavatam, there's an example of this when Narada Muni influences Daksha's sons.
Oh, yeah.
Daksha just totally blasphemes.
Yeah.
Narada, and it says, Prabhupada says that Narada Muni doesn't say anything and just hears it and goes away.
Yeah.
Because he knows if he reacted, then Daksha won't have that self-reflection later on.
Yeah, you're right. So he understood, it's a good example. He understood that Daksha is, and reflex modes. He's just doing it, it's not conscious. Every parent is angry, man. After some time he cooled down, okay. It passes off. Don't worry about that. Things come and go. Do you understand this important point? People are dull and not cunning to understand. This is very important if you want to stay in an institution. If you don't understand the point, you're out of ISKCON. I mean, people will not throw you out, you'll go yourself. Because you'll start thinking, here's a problem. What the hell? Hare Krishna, sorry for that. Yeah, and the next step is marriage. Yeah, of course. If you're not with devotees, it's not easy. So things are okay.
So then, then how can you determine what's actually a real problem?
Okay, let me write that question, and that will get solved. Okay. Just write it and don't forget it. That's a good thing. Just write it. Okay, so but you understand this point. It makes sense, no? It makes sense. Okay. Now, learn to adapt and not camouflage. A good leader can adapt. It's not that he's camouflaging. So what do I mean by that? I mean, behave the way what people behave.
That's camouflaging.
Yeah, but it's not camouflage, because camouflage is you're deceiving somebody. That's why I used adaptation. There's a difference between adaptation and camouflage. Camouflage is like you're trying to escape a prey. It's a technique to escape prey.
Or hiding in order.
Attack. So that's why I told adapt and not camouflage. Camouflage is a sense of selfishness. Adapt is sense of selflessness. You're adapting with him. So what do I mean? Behave the way what people behave. If you want to be a leader, you have to have this smartness or this art of acting how people act. If you're leading 4 people, one is jolly, one is serious, different people, different nature. So when you are with that person, be in that nature. When you're with another person, be in that nature. Serious person, you like serious. Jolly, if he likes jolly, you be jolly. If he likes serious, serious. If he likes whatever, then people link with you. Then he says, he's a good leader, he can adapt. You understand that it's a very big quality. If you can't do that, people don't listen to you. People will not come to your same page. Because a jolly person will not like serious leader. He'll say, he doesn't laugh, what happened? What's happening, I don't want to be with him. It's like it happens now. So that, Prabhupada was like that. With children, he was children, like a child. Everybody knows, he's playing, and with his devotees, he's compassionate. With Matajis, he's giving them gifts. He's almost like a feminine. He gives them gifts and sari, and then they weave. He also weaves. And with outside, he's like a lion. He's adapting. He knows how. All good leaders, they know how to adapt. If you can't adapt, you can't be a good leader. You can't make your own way through. It's impossible. You have to be same. So that's how we have to be. So for that, Krishna is like that. Dhir Lalit, Dhira Prashant, Dhiro Dhat, nectar devotion. So sometimes he's like very serious. Dwarka is very serious, and king in Vrindavan is joking, playing. Personality changes, no? It's difficult to be like that because you can't change yourself quickly, but if you practice, it can be done. I mean to say, you have to be like a split personality. You have to be like you're a leader. You can't be just one thing. Then you can't attract everybody. Leader has to keep everybody together, no? It's not just one set of people, no. So you should know how to adapt. With congregation, you are like congregation. Congregation has different species, no? So it's a different word. So when you go to congregation, okay, good, nice. You're talking with grahasthas, as grahasthas. In Brahmachari ashram, you're talking to brahmacharis. You can't talk like a brahmachari to a grahastha. Then you can't relate with him. You'll not be able to relate with him. Talk with him like them. Then we relate with them. Understanding? So that's art we should learn. So if a grahastha, okay fine, brahmachari should not talk about movies. For example, we shouldn't talk about movies. Brahmachari ashram, like always. But if you go to grahastha, probably he doesn't know anything except movies. His congregation, he's seeing movies, he's roaming, he's going to Disney World with his children, no? And he has that topics with him. And now if you go to his home and you're giving program and then you give a lecture and then you say, Prabhuji, we went to Disney World, in mind you're thinking, he's nonsense, what he's doing? So, come on, no standard. No, you'll not be able to help him. Our idea is to help him, no? Idea is not to instruct him. Idea is to help him. There's a difference between instruction and help. You can instruct something, but that instruction should go in his heart if you want to help him. If instruction goes and it's blocked, what's the use? You can keep on speaking. So, okay, Prabhu, I went to Disney World, and you can talk to him about Disney World, whatever you know. Yeah, it's nice, Disney World, yeah, good. Good, nice. When I was child, I went to Disney World, and it was like that. Oh, good, nice. Then you can help them. Then, if you listen to them, they'll listen to you. If you don't listen to them, they'll not listen to you. That's a rule. So you should know how to adapt. Otherwise, things will become spoiled. That's brahmachari training. Because you all are preaching, we'll all be preaching congregation, no? So don't think it's a waste of time. No, I'm a brahmachari, I don't want to talk all these nonsense things. Then you're creating problems. Because they can't understand the gravity of brahmachari ashram. They're not here. Even in 100 lifetimes, they'll not understand what's this life, what's monastic life. They cannot understand because they're not experiencing. They can see us, but they cannot imagine what's happening. They can never imagine in their household life. It's a different life, no? So, we have to come to that platform. Otherwise, there'll be a big gap. I faced this problem when I was new. Krishna Consciousness. I faced this same problem when I was new, brahmachari. So, you tend to be strong, strict. And then congregation, and there's a distance between congregation and me. I couldn't really... The point is I wanted to help them, but I couldn't really help them to elevate. So programs were going on, but what's happening, Then I realized, there's something wrong there. And the wrong part is, I am living in my life. I'm not thinking where they are. You have to come down to the platform. And for come down, you might have to talk sometimes nonsense. Just like Prabhupada talked sometimes absolute nonsense, no? Like football person comes, he's discussing about football. What's happening? 1 hour he's discussing about Charlie Chaplin. What's happening, That's why he's an acharya. He knows how to adapt. And that's why he could influence. Krishna is like that. He could win everybody's heart. He knew how to act in different situations. So that requires training. You have to train yourself. But if you know this concept, you can do. Adapt. Try to adapt.
Would you say too that this comes with just maturity in human relationships?
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes the newer we are to something like this,
you are right. It comes with maturity. You are right. Absolutely.
It's not so natural coming from.
Yeah. See, for me, it took around 6, 7, 10 years to understand human relationships. I just came from college. And you're in this world, and you understand what's happening, you don't understand people, but you are aged, so you can understand, you led your life. But the point is, what I regret is, I could have saved my time if somebody would have told me. I know, what's going to happen, I'm prepared for that, and I can look forward to that. But nobody told me, And even if it was coming to me, I didn't recognize it went away. So it's good to know. It takes time, but it's good to know so that you can a little bit work on it. Nobody told me what to do. It's unfortunate. So ISKCON is lacking a system of education. No, we all know there's no proper system, a systematic system. That let me call. There's a system, but there's no systematic system.
It comes from the partner of redundancy.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. So that's why I thought, in America, I'll help people getting this. I mean to say, what I'm doing here in lectures. I'm giving lectures. What I'm doing, I'm also giving knowledge, but at the same time, I'm subconsciously giving you something else. Everybody, training people to think systematically. And train others systematically, because if you don't do systematically, you can go for 30 years, nothing will happen. It will be like hodgepodge. In ISKCON, you ask anybody, Prabhu, have you read Bhagavatam? Yes, 10 times. Do you know something? Yeah, sort of. I know everything, but I can't tell you. See? You know Gita? Yes. Can you explain me? Yeah, no, but actually, I can't really. You understand? People aren't able to explain. They'll speak for 2 minutes, over. Now what? You read Gita 10 times. Now what? Can't you just speak for 1 hour on Gita? Nobody can say. So why? Because it's not systematic in mind. Everything has to be systematic. Otherwise it doesn't go in mind. It's there where it's hodgepodge. Nothing happens. So that's why one of the purpose of these seminars and these classes is my goal is to help people understand. Because I want to establish a systematic education in ISKCON, and Prabhupada wanted that. And in his letters, after and again, he's saying, establish a college. Is it Varnashram college? Varnashram college is systematic education, that's all. You can call it Varnashram. If you don't like Varnashram word, put systematic in place of that. That's all. Some people don't like this word. Forget it. Okay, so behave the way they behave and offer what they want and in the way they want. That's what you have to understand. You see, you have to offer what they want here and in the way they want. That's important. That's adaptation. You give them what they want. Don't give them what you want. That's not a good thing. So you can ask them, what do you want? Give them, and give them in a way how they want. That's another thing to learn. It's not, Prabhu, okay, what do you want? Prabhu, I want some Mahaprasad. Okay, here's Mahaprasad, take. No, you have to also understand how they want. So, okay, fine. How much do you want? How do you want? If he's emotional, what kind of person he is? You have to really look into him. And then give and act accordingly, no? So, and this helps. This helps. You know how this helps? This helps them to evolve and let them learn. Anyway, I forgot this point. Leave it. Okay, never forget to reward smallest of services. Never forget to honor smallest of help. Don't, as a leader, there is always tendency to forget small services, what people are offering. Because I'm a leader. I told him and he should do. He has done. Okay, good. But that's not the point. You're not the leader, you're a servant. That's what I told him. And if he's offering you some, you might have told him, but if he's doing service, he's helping you. He's not fulfilling your orders. He's helping you to serve Krishna. So please always make it a point to reward him. Reward. Listen, reward means physical reward. Reward doesn't mean speaking. Thank you. America, thank you is so common. Everything, thank you. But it doesn't mean anything, no. I think it's a colloquial. It's like become very usual, no. Everybody says thank you.
Yeah, India doesn't have them.
India doesn't have it like that. So reward him. If it's possible, reward him physical thing. Something physical. Physical thing will produce physical results. Yeah.
What do you reward?
Yeah. So that's what I'm coming to this point. Reward him. If somebody does some service, give some Mahaprasad. No problem. Get him some Mahaprasad. Prabhu, this is for you. Thank you for your services. And he'll be more than happy, But if you simply say thank you, okay, and everybody says thank you. It doesn't help. Reward him. Krishna does like that. When anybody offers service to Krishna in Vrindavan, he always gives them something. He gives them. That's Krishna. That's God. And honor their smallest of help. Whatever help they give you, honor that. Like suppose, I'll give you anyway. Like Krishna, when he's playing flute, peacocks come. Peacocks. And peacocks dance. And then peacocks give them their feathers. They dance, feathers. And then Krishna, this is for you. Krishna says, okay, thank you. And he puts in his hair. He says, I will honor your gift. That's why he puts in his head, to honor that. And that's why peacocks are with him. So that's how leader can help others. It's not just winning their heart. You win their heart, and so you can help them to imbibe instructions. Otherwise, you can't. And it helps us also. Otherwise, we become a big nonsense. It makes us humble, no? It keeps our mood good. It keeps everybody's mood good. It makes sense, all of you. Then you're a Vaishnava. Is it? This is Vaishnava, So reward and honor. Never take credit of anything. As a leader, you should not take credit of anything. Even though you're doing everything, don't take credit. Never. If you take credit, it's death. It's death. In Shastra it is said, anytime leader takes credit, it is death. You do everything, but don't take credit. Hey, Kareem.
Hey.
So, learn to give and not to take. You can't see? Learn to give and not to take. As a leader, try to give, don't try to take. There's a difference. You take services or you give services, no? There's a difference. You help them serving. You don't take services. So, as much as possible, leader should give whatever help he can. Not always try to take and fulfill our own things. That's not a good idea. Leader should do what he says and say what he does. Is it? You say what you do and do what you say. That's a leader. His actions and words should go together. Then people have faith in a leader. Otherwise, that's a problem. And if you can't do something, tell it frankly, I can't do it. Simple. No. Don't try to hide it. Then there'll be a problem. So, okay, I can't do it. If you do it, thank you very much. If you can do it, nice. So, that's a good thing. You should, we were discussing yesterday, leaders should always speak in a way which is truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others.
Austerity of speech.
Austerity of speech, Bhagavad Gita. This is the formula. If you can learn this art, everybody is with you. You should learn how to speak truthful, at the same time pleasing. Pleasing doesn't mean you destroy truth. Pleasing is not flattery. It's not flattery. You're truthful at the same time pleasing. And that's an art. Prabhupada says, a Krishna conscious person knows how to do that. He's intelligent. He can do that. He can use, we were discussing yesterday, he can use different words, same truth, but it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference, no? Same truth, different words. That's all. That's all you can do. And beneficial to others and not agitating. They have to keep in mind all these things. Because everything is speech, no? This tongue, that's the root cause of all problems. Mahabharata was caused because of this 2-inch of tongue, no? Draupadi said, no? That blind person's son is also blind, no? To Duryodhan. She taunted him And that was it. He thought, come on, now this Mahabharata, I want to fight them, I want to kill them, all of them. Just one word. And so words matter. Actually, words matter. Words are dangerous than arrows. Arrows can come back, words cannot never come back. So keep in mind how you speak. That's very important. And these 4 tips will help you. How to speak. Don't just speak. That's an animal who just speaks without understanding consequences, no? The Chanakya Pandit says, think thrice before you speak. Choose words. So, it's not that you have to know English for choosing words. You have to understand this principle. Yeah. Be pleasing. If you're talking to some senior, and if he's not doing something proper, sometimes it happens, no? Seniors are not doing something proper. And to tell them the problem, you can't just tell them, come on, you're not doing this correct. It's not a good way to speak. You can speak the same thing in some other way. You can ask them, and there's a trick, this is intelligence, you can ask them, Prabhu, I think there's some problem here in the services. What is your opinion? And then you can come up, no? You understand? So then it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. And an example you can think of?
I just thought of one.
Yeah.
Which is similar to the one you just said is, to a senior Prabhu, I'm watching the way you're doing this, and I think maybe I've been doing it incorrectly. I've been doing it this way.
We can do this, that you are doing like this, but I have seen other devotees doing like this way. Can you please explain me what is the best way to do? I cannot understand. I'm unable to understand. But you know that that's wrong. But still you have to put in a proper way. That's a gentleman. That's a civilized person, no? So you say the same thing? Yeah.
This sounds like a strategy to be passive.
What's passive?
Passive means like there's passive and then there's aggressive. Aggressive is
it's
passive.
okay.
But this idea of being passive, I find it to be like, in one sense, it's manipulative.
It's not manipulative. We are not trying to. Manipulation is we are manipulating to make profit out of it, to exploit that person. We don't want to exploit. Intention is not exploitation. Intention is not any profit. Intention is to help the others, help the community. So if we just speak, Prabhu, this is not wrong, then problem is not solved. It aggravates. You are first of all out of the temple. You're out. He'll say, come on, what the hell? He doesn't know how to talk. You're out. He keeps on doing the same thing. What do you achieve? In the name of no manipulation. Nothing, no? What's the use? So best is, idea is to help, just like Krishna. You know what? Just like they attacked Jarasandh, and then they were fighting. You know Jarasandh, no? You know Jarasandh? There's some demons attacking Krishna, big demons. So then he was fighting with Jarasandh. He fought with him 18 times. He defeated him, and the last time he told everybody, "Let's run." So then Balram told Krishna, "You are manipulative. Why run? This is immoral. We are fighting and we should fight." Krishna told Balram, "You don't understand. See, they are attacking 18 times. We should see the goal. What do you achieve in the end? Not really the means. Goal decides whether you are manipulative or not." So Krishna told, "Okay, fine. If we run away, so many people get harassed. Always, these people are surrounding Mathura. They are not getting food. Export-import is blocked. So no food, people are become, although they are defeating, but still people are suffering. So when we take all our community, people will be peaceful, happy. That's what we want. And these guys will not be able to attack us. Because, they went to Dwarka and it will solve." Then everybody understood, goal is okay, good. It will help everybody. Let's do it. They did it. So we should see the goal. That's a good thing. If it helps, let's do it. No problem. So intention is good, goal is good. We can do it that way. What's the harm? It solves everything. I mean, that's our intention. We solve.
Yeah, this idea of being passive, though, it seems like when you're being passive with somebody, you're also failing to communicate properly.
No, it's not like that. We can communicate everything in proper words. We can do.
Like this
I talk.
example, like somebody cleaning something, and you just don't do you could say it in a nice way, I think the proper way to clean this would be like this. Is there a reason why you don't clean like that?
This is something rude, I think so. Personally, yeah. The proper way to clean is new.
Senior to you.
And if it's a senior, then it's rude. Senior, it's rude. There's always a decorum, You also always have to respect our seniors. That's the way how life goes. And if they appreciate your behavior, they will change. You can't change people by words. You can change people by your behavior. That goes first. Like for example, when I joined, I was with book distribution party. Like traveling Sankirtan. So I was with all Polish devotees, all were foreigners. And they were drinking cold drinks, they were eating chocolates, all of them. They were new. They're distributing, fired up, and so I didn't tell them, don't drink chocolates because if I would have told them, they would not anyway listen to me. Come on, who are you? I also joined. And they were senior to me. They were like before, much senior. So what I did, I devised a plan. And I thought, okay, fine, I'll not say to them. I told them, you want chocolates? I'll bring for you. Tell me. And daily I was bringing for them chocolates and cold drinks. And my behavior, after some time they told, why you're not taking? I told, well, it is said by Prabhupada you should not take. And that's why I'm not taking, but no problem, I'll serve you. Then they were so affected by my behavior, humbleness. After 1 month, they all decided, now we are all going to leave. Never we'll take. We'll never take. We agree to you, yes, you have showed us. So example is better than, what's that? There's a saying?
The precept.
Precept, yeah. So first, see, it's like that. Whenever you meet any person, first his frequency goes inside you, Even if as soon as you meet a person, somehow you decide, I'm not going to listen to them. No? It's like that prophet. It's a bad frequency. You don't, whatever he's going to say, I'm going to listen to it. Nonsense. So behavior, you have to behave properly. There are high chances they will listen to you. That's a good way. You have to achieve your goal, no? Your goal should be achieved. People should be held, that's all, finish. What's the big deal? So that's not manipulation, that's helping them. It's like children, I was telling. You always have to remember people are child. People are not adults. So children, you help children, no? I'll give you toffee, read. Mama. So mama is manipulating? But it's for her good, his good. That's not, you can call it manipulation, but manipulation is a bad word for this situation. Mama is trying to help him. Like, okay, take a toffee, read. So in that way.
It's called training.
Yeah, it's called training, yeah. It's called helping others training. So like that. So seniors, it's like that. Even juniors, you can't say. You know what, sometimes if people are new, they are very, very touchy. Is it? You might have. As soon as new people, if you say something, they really get offended. Why didn't you clean this properly? You should have cleaned. Come on, they'll not say, but it's a very touchy thing. So, especially new devotees, you have, okay, fine. You can say in some better way, so that they listen to you. They will, by your behavior, they come along. Okay, good. And then we can help so many people. I think it makes sense now. Okay. Always, hey, you can't see, Karim. What's that? Anyways, too small. Always communicate, never keep things into yourself. You have to make a habit of communication. Don't just communicate in meetings. Is it, so we have a meeting? Okay, now Prabhu, 3 days back, this thing happened. I didn't do this. 3 days back. You know what? It doesn't make any sense. This is a problem in Brahmacharya life. People keep things in their mind. They keep things in their mind and tension increases. And there's no reason of tension. If you would have just communicated, it would have just vanished, Just talk, that's all. At that moment, you can ask nicely, you can communicate as a friend. Finish it off, that's all. It gets finished at that moment. But after some time, you can't finish it. If the tension comes, then even if your argument is valid, even if you're saying proper ways, already you have developed a tension. Is it things then can't come back? It's difficult. So always make a habit of talking and communicating your ideas. Don't keep in yourself. Yes.
So how does that balance with that other point you made that sometimes things are just reactions and we just have to kind of...
No, that's okay. No, but ignore... I didn't mean you have to ignore, so you can't talk to him. Ignoring means if somebody does something wrong, some things you have to understand that he's reacting to the situation, he's not acting. That's a reaction. So you have to ignore the fact that he's cunning. That fact you have to ignore. There's something he's trying to manipulate. No, he's reflects by modes. He's there, He's becoming angry. Yeah, Prabhu, you did this. Okay, fine. You ignore this fact. He's cunning. He's reacting. He's not acting, and then you can communicate after some time, or just not after 3 days, just after 2 hours. His anger comes down. Go to him. You can tell him, Prabhu, I'm sorry. I made you angry. You can tell him. Why should I tell him that why you were angry on me? It's a wrong way to speak. He was angry. Better speak, Prabhu, I'm sorry I made you angry. And you see everything will finish. Which person is not going to listen to you if you say these statements? Is it? Your behavior will melt him. Come on. He knows that he was angry. One hour before. And he knows there was a reason. And this person is coming and saying that I am sorry I made you angry. Come on, then what, he surrenders to you. And your job is done. You want to clear the problem? Okay. That's intelligence. Yagya sankirtane prayajanti sumedasa. Prabhupada was expert at that, no? Prabhupada knew how to speak to different people, engage them in services. And Prabhupada, that's why he was a leader, and people got benefited by that.
So it seems like this is a step, the tolerating the reaction, then you can then you're able to speak freely. If you tolerate, you can't speak friendly.
Yeah. If they react and you think, why you got angry, there's some problem with this person, and then you start thinking, no, I'll not talk to him, or why.
It's like in the Gita it says that don't become your enemy's enemy.
It said that?
Somewhere in the purport, I think, maybe 12th chapter.
Maybe so. 12th chapter. 12th chapter, yeah. 12th chapter. The trick is you have to understand everybody is a child. Please understand they're child in these big bodies. They're not adult. They're not trained. Adult means they're morally not trained, they're consciously not trained by people. It's a child, they're acting by reflexes. We are animals, no? That's what science has made us, no? We are animals. That's what is the philosophy of Freud. That's what is philosophy of Shannon. That's what is philosophy. That's philosophical tradition we are getting. Just do it. No? That's what is the modern word. No, just do it if it feels good. We are trained in that. That's there in everybody's mind. And you keep on doing reflex. That's okay. After some time, you handle things. Things will go. Not after 3 days in meeting. Prabhu, you ignore, and then after, Prabhu, 3 days back, then you have to make him remember what I was doing. You were angry. Really, I was angry. And then things go off, somewhere else. It's a problem.
Sometimes, Prabhu, we find that maybe to avoid any weird interaction at the moment, later in a meeting, let's say 3 days, then there's a general statement like, maybe someone didn't clean properly, and then in the meeting it's like, let's make sure everyone's doing their cleaning. And nothing specifically.
Okay, yeah. That way you can do. That's okay. A general statement, but not too specific to the person. You can say that. But that person will understand. You're telling him. Yeah, he'll understand.
Would you say that this?
Yeah, if you make a general statement.
I don't know if I agree with all these ideas, especially in this communication section, but I hear you.
So people can understand, people can sense. If you can sense, he can sense. If you know that I'm making a general statement, but for him, then he will be able to understand.
I see.
People are sensitive.
If there's already tension, the general statements.
Yeah, if already tension, general statement will not be effective. It'll maybe increase the problem. And he will say, come on, he's speaking on me. And he's making a general statement. He is making fun of me in an indirect way. It might increase problems really bad. And that should always be avoided. What especially you just said should not be done that way. And things increase bad. So best is to tell after 1 hour. Finish that off. 4 things you should always finish at that point. It is said by Shukracharya. Fire, should get it off immediately. Snake, kill him. Enemy, finish him. And doubts and tension. Immediately you should get rid of him. Otherwise it goes out of control. 4 things. So that's advice of Shukracharya. You can't handle art for that.
Would you say that this falls under one of the 6 methods of devotional service between devotees?
Guyamakati Prachati and
is the revealing of your mind confidence.
Maybe, yeah. It can be like that. It is little way below, because that is sharing realizations, but it can be like that, maybe.
Because if you don't, then you're not really building relationships.
Yeah, maybe.
Relationships are communication.
Yeah, you're right. You can do that, yeah. And also, this is always a system of saying, you can just sit on prasad and talk, and then speak a point. Casually. It should not be said seriously. Prabhu, can you please come here? Immediately, you have created a tension already by saying, Prabhu, come here. We have spoiled the thing. No, these things have to be said casually. You're eating and you say, oh Prabhu, I just remembered, that things it was not cleaned. Should I help you in that regard? Can I serve you in any way? Okay, good. And then something's gone and I finish it off. So I told you it's an art. Satyam, priyam, truthful, pleasing, beneficial, not agitating. That comes by practice. Okay, always communicate. Make yourself accessible. That's very important. Leader should make himself accessible. This doesn't happen. Do not close your door always. Generally, leaders, door is closed. He's sitting inside. Reading, chanting, door is closed. And if you close a door, it's a simple thing, but it's a very big thing, because then you have created a wall, people can't access you. People think what's happening inside. If you keep your door open, of course, if you want to study for 1 hour, that's okay. But if you're always sitting, if you're a leader, you have to your job is to lead. And if you're not making yourself accessible to people, how do you lead? What are you doing then? So, okay, most of the time, keep yourself accessible. The point is, do not close your door always. Do not shout or create fear in others so that people think next time, should I ask him or not? Again he'll shout. No. You see, you have made yourself inaccessible. And then problems begin. People will keep themselves to themselves and they'll say, I will not ask him. Be friendly and open. And do not wait them to... Be friendly and open. You have to be friendly and open. Talk. Don't be just in your own word. No? Then you're not a good leader. Don't wait for them to come. You go to them. Just like I told you example, you can always go to them. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. There's a power in saying sorry. It's a big power. There's a power in humbleness. If you want to make your things done, you have to be humble. By being powerful, you can't do things. Prabhupada said in one of his lecture, females can control their husband by shyness. That's their power. So, yeah. So like that. People are coming, that's okay. Don't wait, He's not asking me, okay. Well, why should I ask him? No, as a leader, it's your job to go to them, ask them, help them. Because they will not come to you. They're new. They'll not come to you. There's a struggle, new devotees, and what's going on? Already there's a big step they have taken, and it's a new situation. So many people suddenly, around you. In your home, you're alone. There's so many people around you. What's happening? So go to them. Always leader has to go to them and make the first move. Always go proactively to people. Don't wait for them to come. Go proactively. Talk. That is why it is said. Anyway, I'll just come to that. Give them time. Give time to new devotees. You have to give time to new devotees. You have to give your time. Leader has to give time. So leader has to do his own sadhana and give time. There's a big responsibility. It's not that you're doing your own sadhana, reading, and then you appoint somebody. That happens, no? Okay, you do, and I'll just tell. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. You have to personally go, give time, take care of everybody. And that helps. That helps people. So that is practice sadhana, but also proactively manage. You have to proactively manage. Proactively manage, you understand what I mean? There's a management, there's proactive management. There's a difference. What's the difference?
One's called chaos and the other one's called order.
Maybe like that, yeah. What do you say? Yeah, that's...
Yeah, like one is reactive. Like there's something that's happening and you're like putting out fires and things.
Okay. What is the difference between proactive management and active management? Okay. Now tell me.
Proactive and active.
Yeah. There's a difference.
You have a plan.
In proactive?
Yeah.
Yes. In active management, you don't have a plan. Point is, proactive management is, you have to tell what to do, why to do, and how to do. Generally, people tell what to do. Why to do, how to do, you figure out yourself. That's a very bad leader. Clean the floor. Okay, I'll come after 1 hour. Why? You don't tell him. How? That of course you have to figure out yourself. And that's a very bad leader. Good leader tells what to do and how to do. And why to do. Because people cannot think themselves how to do. And then you tell him what to do, he does in his own way, and you come back and you shout, why you have done like that? Come on, you didn't tell me how to do. That's nonsense. And that happens all the time. That will happen. Like, people don't know. You just tell them beforehand, This is what you should do, and this is how I expect it should be done. If you have some ideas in another way, you can tell me. Some better idea. Yes, I have my ideas, but I'm open to better ideas. Tell me how it can be done. Let's do it. And then, fine. And then people do. So your expectations are met. He is happy. Everything is done. You know what? See, these are small things, but it will make all the difference. Don't you think? When you practice, it makes all the difference. You can tell, probably.
Yeah.
You have been in a monastic life.
Active management is more like putting out fires, and proactive management is making everything fireproof.
Yeah, maybe like that.
Doing so you don't have a problem.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, rather than fixing problems.
What about the person who's like, you're trying to develop competence?
Yeah, so, no.
Hey, this is an adult.
Fine. That's the point. Next point is, give plan, but ask for details. Should give a plan, but ask for details. Who is this?
Probably Nidra. I think she's going to be asking about the Gita class.
Mm-hmm. Who is giving? I'm giving.
What time?
6:30. Oh, 6:30, huh?
But it's 6:02 right now.
Yeah.
6:07.
6:07. I'm going to finish.
Time passes when you're having fun. You've been here for 30 minutes.
We are for it's already 1 hour 20 minutes.
No way. These are very comprehensive.
Yeah, that's what is experience, my experience. That's what Prabhupada also does. And what I read about Prabhupada's management and all those, that's what he was doing. If you know, you can solve many problems.
Seems like a lot of growth happens by getting out of your comfort zone.
Okay. So give plan and ask for details. That's the idea. The point is, I just told that you should tell what to do, why to do, and how to do. But you should give a plan. Okay, how to do. And then ask for details from him. Okay, fine. Now, what do you suggest? Is it good to do like this? I can do, it should be done like this, it should be done like this. Do you think it's good? Can you suggest something? And then he can think, on those lines. So he'll develop like that. And Prabhupada said, I give you plan, you fill the details. But if you don't give the plan, then he doesn't know what to do. He spaces out and then he messes up. And then leader comes and shouts, that's very bad. That's how things work. So I generally do like this. Whenever some new devotee comes, I say, okay, what to do? So I say, I have book distribution, I have cleaning, and this. Okay, what do you want to do? Tell me. It's open. He says, book distribution, I'll do. Okay, book distribution, you'll do. Okay, fine. Why you want to do book distribution? Then he tells, I like whatever reason. Okay, good. And then how you will do? Tell me. Generally, this will puzzle, him. What do you mean? Then I tell him, okay, fine. I mean, okay, fine. If you're doing distribution, what is your goal? In 1 week, how much you want to distribute? Is there any goal you have set? You see? I'm giving you a plan. And okay, fine. So where do you want to do book distribution? Tell me. With how many devotees you want to go? So all these things. So now you tell me, answer all these questions. Then any suggestions and tell me. Then there's a plan with him, details. And then he's happy, oh yeah. Because new people expect guidance. They expect guidance. If you don't guide them, then they will feel annoyed also. They're not guiding. I've come here to learn. And they're just telling me what to do. And I'm getting them in mess and they're shouting. And what's happening, You see? It creates problems. So, what, why and how? Give a plan. And then ask them to fill the details. Okay? It's clear? It's important because if you don't tell, then there's a problem. And that's most of the time this is a problem. Most of the time in ISKCON. In ISKCON this is a problem. They just tell what to do. That guy doesn't have an idea how to do, why to do. And he doesn't have any plan. No plan, no details. He's like out. Then he does something. He can't do it then, definitely. And then there's problems. So I generally, what I do is, I tell them, okay, this is services. If he chooses book distribution, then I give him a paper. And on the paper, questions are written, okay. What is the goal of book distribution? Like how much weeks, how much you expect to distribute, with how many people, fill this. So they then fill it. So they are getting trained to think also, to put a goal, to plan. See? They are getting trained. Otherwise, they are not getting trained, how to think, how to set goal, how to plan. Nobody thinks. And this goes a very long way. And then once they are trained, then they can themselves do for themselves. And then they become leader. And then they can train others. You see what I'm getting up to this point? Otherwise, entire life you have to spoon feed. You're not making leaders. You're doing leadership, that's all. That's all what is happening. Okay? So writing is important. Get them to write. No problem. Give a paper. Okay, write. How you will do this? Tell me if you have suggestions. Let him think. And he will not be able to think. Then he'll come to you, Prabhu, I don't know. Then you give him some points. Okay, you can do like this, you can do like this. Now fill details. Now he goes back, fills, come back. Then he's trained. Then he can do all programs himself. And that's how I train people. Like there was one devotee with me. He had no idea. I told him to preach. He wanted to preach. But things were not going way, like He doesn't know what to do, when to do. I have to tell him, you didn't do program in colleges? Yeah, I have to do. But then he's not able to start. Then I called him. I told, okay, here's a paper. Now write, how will you do? What is your goal? What is your plans? He couldn't really understand what I'm saying. Then I gave him questions. Okay, fine. How many colleges will go in 1 week? And when you go to colleges, what you will do? Will you have brochure? Will you have a flyer? Will you meet principal? You see? All these questions. Then I told, okay, fill it. Then he filled it. He came back. I told, that's okay. Do you feel it's good? You want to add something? Maybe you have more experience than me. I told you have more experience than me because he was working in some company previously. So you have been working in companies, so you have got experience. So tell me if there's some lack. He was happy, did it, and we started a program. Then he started a program in Patiala College nearby, and within 2 months we have 100 people chanting 16 rounds. 100 people. Because he thought it's my plan. You see? It's not my plan. It is his plan. I just inspired him. I just gave a structure. He filled the details. I didn't do. So now he thinks it is my program. And it's good for me. I ask him, how is it going? He tells, yeah, I want to do this. I have thought this. Yeah, good. It's your program. It's not my program. I don't have to do anything. Devotees are increasing. So that sense of it is his, it is not my, because nobody in this world will work for anybody else. That's truth. I told you, leader always has to keep in mind, nobody will listen to me. And nobody is going to work for me. That's a premise. And nobody does. But if you have, mostly people are interested in themselves now. So we use this tendency in Krishna Consciousness. So with his project, he'll do. And that's what it'll help him. You get my point? Is it okay? So, here, little practice it. Then you get this. Okay, a leader means lot of talking. Always remember, leader means talking. Leader means talking. Leader means you have to be talkative. Just like you. If you keep shut, you are not a leader. You have to talk. It's not that you have to talk with one person a lot. You have to talk with many persons. Maybe little. But you have to keep on talking. If you don't talk, people think you are not open to them. You see? You have created a wall. People can't communicate to you. You can't communicate. Things get... And as a leader, you should be aware what's going on, no? You should also be aware. Even if you're not poking your nose, you should be aware. I just told you. So keep on talking. Don't think that I'm wasting time. I'm talking to so many people. Come on, I can chant. I can read. What's happening, Talking is your service. That's your job, to talk. You talk. That's what leader is, no? You talk. You have to learn how to talk. That's all. That's a charismatic leader. He keeps on talking. That's a Prabhupada, he was talking with his disciples. Always like 3, 4, 5 hours they are sitting, Prabhupada is talking. Anybody's coming, Prabhupada is talking. Okay, what's happening here, there? He's talking. That's why he's translating in night. He could have done in morning, no? Okay, I don't have time. I have to translate. Come on. Then why are you a leader? Then frankly admit, I'm not a leader. Finish. Make somebody else leader. That's all. Is it?
That's how they walked away with his vision. That's how they got his vision, how they were able to personalize his vision, because they were constantly...
he was constantly,
Him, and if he wasn't there, he was always writing letters.
Yeah, you're right. That's why they could understand what Prabhupada wants, and they could involve in his mission. Otherwise, you don't convey, what you want, and how people are not going to dream, So, leader has a lot of responsibility. You might have to... a leader has to be... It might be strenuous, but that's a leader. It is strenuous for a leader. If you can't do that, okay, no, just tell I can't do. That's all. Somebody else can be leader. Good. That's a good idea. You help others. That's good.
One thing I think that happens a lot of times, I've seen in different communities, is that the authority will put a person who's not actually has a proclivity to be a leader.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then what happens is this person doesn't make the sacrifice for the group.
Ah.
And the group realizes.
Yeah.
Fried out.
Yeah, that's true. And the leader also gets fried up because it's not his proclivity. So he's also gets intention. Nobody's listening. What's happening? You know what? You know what? One thing I'll tell you. In Shastras it is said, not to admit that you can't do. That's demoniac. That's demoniac mentality.
To admit that you cannot do.
No.
Not to admit.
Not to admit that you cannot do it. That's demoniac. It's a demoniac mentality.
Especially if there's no leadership position. If it's like
if
you like a leadership position, not admitting.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Especially if you're a leader, because you have lives with you. You don't have people. Their lives, He has come after millions of births to Krishna, and you owe to them. And because of your stupidity, they leave Krishna. This is a big loss. And this is demoniac, Especially leadership. So you have to be very careful for that. So, if you can't do it, admit. But if you can, no problem. Develop yourself. Everybody learns. It's not that we are born leaders. That's why these rules are there. Learn, develop. Well, it might be strenuous for a leader. It will be strenuous for a leader, 100%. You can't expect an easy go. It cannot be. Is it? It cannot be. Okay, what's this? Okay, talk to a lot of people, not to one person, lot of time. That's a problem. You see, talking, you sit with one person. What about others? So you talk to a lot of people for some time. Not with one person, with a lot of time. So then you don't know what's going on with others, Others are feeling neglected, and then others think he's giving preference to that person, and then that will create friction between people. You see what I'm getting to the point? So you have to talk to everybody. You talk to a lot of people. Manage and also manage your time. If you keep on talking, then you can have to balance. I'll talk in balance, how to balance your own sadhana and everything. For a leader has to balance also. It's a tough thing. That I'll talk in balance. Command and not demand respect. You have heard this, no?
Mm-hmm.
Command respect, not demand. But how to do it?
Set an example.
Okay, yeah. You set an example. That means you should be austere in yourself. Okay? And you know what? You should be austere in yourself, but don't make others' lives austere. Then you will end up in problem. You should be austere, but don't ask anybody else to be austere. That's a bad thing. Then people respect you. Is it? I am austere and you also have to be austere. Then it's a problem. Give him time. No problem. You can sleep on floor, but for others you can arrange a bed. That's a good thing. I used to do that. I still do. I sleep on floor and I go to devotees. I arrange the bed. Okay, you sleep nicely. And then they respect, Automatic. It's automatic, no? They respect. And then afterwards, after some time, then they are seeing me. I don't tell them, but they're seeing me. Prabhu is doing. Why he's doing? Then he asks me why you're doing. Then I explain them. It is like this. Then they, oh my God, we should do. And they do. If they don't want to do, okay, fine. Continue, no problem. Doesn't matter. Unless they're engaged in service of Krishna. So that's how things work, So be austere. Leader has to be austere, otherwise things doesn't come. People will not respect you. He will say, oh, come on. It's the same, Everything is the same. What's the difference between him and me? After some time that will come. After 3-4 years it will come, oh, he's doing the same thing, I'm doing the same thing. I'll not listen to him. That's what Prabhupada said. Somebody asked, Prabhupada, how come you're so intelligent? Prabhupada said, to control you all. Because you Americans are intelligent, I have to be more intelligent than you. Well, anyway, so it needs that. A lot of austerity and talking to them at the same time. So it's strenuous and sacrifice for them. You have to sacrifice your time. Then people respect you a lot. Participate in what they do. So the respect will come also when you participate in what they do. That's very important for a leader. For example, so participate in what they do, not just be busy in what you do. You see? You might say, no, I'm busy in my own. You might be busy, very busy. And you say, okay, you do book distribution, you do cleaning. And you have never gone to book distribution with them. You never cleaned with them even once. What's happening, It's not a community. No leader is like that. What Krishna is doing in Vrindavan. He says everybody you have to do this, but at the same time he's in the back, he's doing it with everybody, He's the same thing. He's doing the same thing. He's with them, all of them. So that's the idea. So as a leader, you have to take out time to participate. If you are telling go for book distribution, okay, once a week I'll also come. You see, makes a difference. If you have put new devotees in cleaning, okay, once a week I'll clean with you. Rest of the time, anyway, they know you're busy. Then they think, oh yeah. Then they have respect for you. This person is good. He's not in his clouds and we are like here, He knows the importance. And why I'm cleaning? If you clean with them, we will show them that this service is also important. Otherwise, they start feeling, our service is so small, that's why he's engaging us and he's doing some important services. And then that will create a lot of problem. Then they will lead inferiority complex. We are here just for cleaning what's happening, and he's just enjoying in his office. Sitting always on computer. That happens in ISKCON life. Although you might be busy, but they can't understand, no? You might be replying with so many people and doing your work, but anyway, what they see is the different picture. They are not seeing any computer. And they see it's always sitting. And that's a big problem in ISKCON with leaders. ISKCON leaders, that's a problem. They don't participate. Because no time, we agree there's no time, but still you have to. Otherwise things become complex. In all Vaishnava Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, all these Swamijis, not in Madhva, but Madhva is different. Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Vallabh Sampradaya, all these big Swamijis, they come, when people are distributing prasad, they also distribute. They say, that's me, I'm also with you, I'll distribute. They make it a point. When people are cleaning, they come and clean with them. Then others get enthusiasm, yes. And then they understand this service is important. That's why he's leaving so important things and coming here, Otherwise, why he'll leave? Then they're inspired, yes, I'll do this. So keep in mind, there's a trap in leadership. You have to take out time, go with them.
Isn't distributing prasad usually reserved for the most advanced devotee? I've heard.
It is there, yeah. In Sri Sampradaya, all sannyasis serve first. They eat last. It's a rule. That's a rule. Sannyasi has to serve. It's perfect, and it creates a good atmosphere. Oh, that's nice. So, otherwise you are saying in lecture, prasadam is the best service. And what the leader is doing? He never serves prasadam. There's a dichotomy, It's a dichotomy. So, yeah.
That reminds me of a story in the life of Jesus where the disciples were all arguing about which one of them was the greatest in the kingdom of God. And while they were doing that, he went and he stripped down to only his, I guess we would call it a kalpens or whatever, and put a servant's gamsha on and grabbed a bowl of water and started washing their feet.
Oh.
And
see?
Then he said to them, he says, the greatest among you is the one who's the servant of everyone.
And then he's showing by his action.
Yeah.
Otherwise you can keep on speaking. No, nobody believes you. So please, as a leader, take out time. It's for everybody. Everybody's a leader here. Everybody's a leader. To your degrees. Okay. Like book distribution, other services. Okay, I'll not forget that point. Be very clear and open with financial issues. As a leader, finance should be clear. Because anything happens, it's going to come to you. Very important for a leader. How to make it clear? Leader should not never handle finances himself. He should have a secretary. Don't handle. Leader should never go in money. Because if something happens, then people lose faith on you and then they'll not listen to you. They'll be harmed spiritually. If something happens, if you have a secretary, and something goes wrong, then they lose faith on the secretary. But because you are important. As a leader, it's not that I'm important, but this position is important. I have to be able to help people, no? You can't just... And finance is that even if everything's all right, still money is, people have doubts like that, no? They're doing something. So first secretary, and make your finances open. In ISKCON or whatever meetings, show them this much money we got, this much credit, this much debit, this much we are doing. Print out, give them print out. See, this is this. It'll go a long way, because if you don't do, there will be problems. 100% you'll be blamed. One day, even if you're genuine. Money is like that. No. Money is dangerous. So if you're giving, okay, every month I'm giving you this much money is coming, this much is he's handling, this is going on, everybody's happy, and this will help you. You know why? Because you will show debit, credit. Okay, if you're going short of funds, suppose, so then they will see everybody, we are going short of funds. So now what you're doing, you're involving everybody in finance. Mm-hmm. It's not just you. If you're going short of funds, then you will say, Prabhu, we don't have funds, let's go to, you have to do something, get some finance, do some life members, for example. And you have to do, then he'll say, come on, I'm here for money or what? That's your job.
They're not seeing.
Huh?
They're not seeing it, so.
You're seeing it?
They're not
seeing it? They're not seeing, yeah, they're not feeling what's happening. So if you give finances always, and they're feeling, this is our group, then they will come up with ideas, okay, let's do something. That's a very important thing, finances. I generally do with Grhastas also. What I do is I give that debit credit to Grhastas also. Here, congregation, okay, this much money is coming, this much money donation, like this. So then Grhastas themselves, they see, there's less money with Brahmacharis, and they give us without asking. They give us ourselves, we don't have to ask. They feel, this is like that. 20 years I never asked money to anybody. I never did life membership. Never.
Never what?
Life membership. Never went for donations. But still we have money. Because of proper management. This is spiritual management. Good management. Otherwise you end up, money. Now group is small. When group increases, then you see money factor will come. Is it still there? I don't know about you.
We're always trying to.
Uh-huh.
I would say it's not there yet.
So.
More funds. But we're managing. Yeah, this is helpful.
Yeah. That's very helpful if you can do that. Okay, so that's anyway, you figure out. So finances and where is it? Where I am?
Never change decisions.
Be very careful. Okay. Yeah, never change your decisions again and again. Preferably. Leaders should never change decision again and again. If you change, people lose faith on you. He's always changing decisions. What's happening? Preferably. Some things you have to change decisions. Some things you can't take decisions. It's very difficult. By things you can't take decision, make it clear. I can't take decision. It's difficult. You have some opinions, tell me. Otherwise, you should give a decision. Then people have faith. He's a leader. Otherwise, they lose faith. You're always changing decision. What's happening? Why should I listen to you? So, never change it. Preferably, if you do change your decision, give a reason. Always give a reason. No, we are going to do this. Next time we are going to do this. Somebody asks, Prabhu, what's the reason? Come on, you do your services. You're a child now. You're mature. You've just joined now. No, that's a problem. No, always give reason. Give reason to everybody. Okay, we are changing decision because of this. Everybody should know. Then everybody knows, what's happening. Okay, make it clear. You also have to make it clear you're not perfect. That's very important. Leaders should make it clear you are not perfect. And it will help you. Because if you don't make it clear you're not perfect, people expect you're perfect. And then you do mistakes. And they say, we were thinking you're perfect and you're doing mistakes. And then problem starts. So tell them, I'm a leader, I'm doing my best, and this is problems. This is my lackings. I can't take decisions. For example, in finances, I am poor. I can't take decisions properly. This is my lacking. So anybody can help. More wise, somebody will come and help. Make it clear. What is your perfection? What is your lacking? So people will have trust in you. Otherwise, people will make a utopian thing of you. New people are like that, no? Mm-hmm. It's always, oh, Prabhuji, very advanced, and then they see he's doing something wrong. He says, I thought he's advanced, No, we are not perfect, and it is a managerial things. Managerial things are always problematic. There will be problem. But if you want to see something in me, see that I am not breaking any rules. Purity I am practicing. You can leave me the day in which I break rules. And I'm not following purity. That's okay. But otherwise, we're together. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. Let's be together. I'm a little senior to you, and I can give my experience to you. You can take that, help, and let's together. If you have some suggestions, tell me, no problem. Let's do it. So you see team spirit? Then that creates team spirit. Otherwise, it doesn't get team spirit. You are there, they are there. There's no team. And then problem begins. Prophet Muhammad, he always said, no, I'm a man.
What?
Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah.
He always said, I'm not perfect.
They will say he's a messenger.
Yeah, he always said. And messenger, and always he said, people said, you are perfect. He said, no, I'm an ordinary person. I read Quran. Always he said, I'm an ordinary person. Allah is perfect. I'm a frailties. But what he's saying, I'm as a messenger, passing message. You try to follow, I try to follow. And people were them. Always. I think Moses was also like that. He was very humanly with people. He never posed as a perfect person. He used to tell, there's a problem, that's all, finish. Talk to me. And Moses was talking a lot. Is it Bible? Mm-hmm. Whole day he was talking to people, talking. So that was leaders do. If you see entire word what leaders are doing, these are the points they are doing. These are the things they are doing. And that's why they're successful leaders. You see? Okay, and always learn, always read life histories, lives of Acharyas and Krishna. These points, from where I've taken. If you want to be a good leader, just learn from Krishna. What he's doing, you do that. Simple. It's very simple. What Super Soul is doing, you do that. I learned from Super Soul. This fact, leadership. Because what is Super Soul? Upadrishtanumanta. Super Soul sees, no? And then sanctions. That's a leader. You watch, you wait, and then what they want, you sanction. Is it? If you summarize, everything is down to this. So you have to become Super Soul. That's all. And Prabhupada says in his purport that you can learn from Super Soul in Gita, Prabhupada says. That's a good leader. So Krishna is a leader. He's the best leader. One day, what's that? Vande Krishnam Jagat Gurum. No? He's a universal guru. So what he's doing in Vrindavan? He's participating everybody. He's also telling them how to do. Yet he's down. He's also picking grooms. It's simple. It's a natural leader. He's a natural leader. Just learn from him. Do that. Finish. Simple. So people who read Krishna book, people who work with Krishna, they automatically become leader. All those qualities come in them and they become leader. This morning I was telling contradictory qualities. All these qualities will start coming and you become a natural leader. So what I've told you, you just find it in Krishna Leela. It will be there. All of these are there. All of these. Just like I gave you example of peacock. He honors the feather of a peacock. He rewards his devotees. He always gives butter to monkeys and all those. He rewards physically, no? Anybody does service, okay, Dadi, Mukhi, come here, there's a butter. So he's a leader. You can learn all these he's doing. He's a leader, he's a good leader. And just like I gave example of Jarasandh, he sees the goal and the intentions. If that's good, you can use some means to achieve that. If it's done, it's good, it helps. And so, I learned from Krishna many things, frankly. And I applied and it's good. It came. Okay, so this is for leader. It's taxing. This section is small. Okay, so who's a servant? And that's we talk about leader. Things might overlap, but who is a servant? Now service, okay, fine. What do you mean by service? Can you tell me? What do you mean by service? Who is a servant? Good servant, good service.
I think I already read it.
You read it? No. Okay.
Who's a servant? Servant is a person who, sets an example, who does things, like properly, like he's willing to...
Who follows.
Yeah, but he follows, but at the same time, he's like someone who does it in a way where he doesn't expect credit,
Okay, good. Anything else?
Every good leader.
No, leader you leave. Now we are on servant now. Leader, every leader is?
Well, what I'm saying is that
he helps the leader. He's a servant who helps the leader.
Okay. Now my point is, service means not only following, but following in a way that pleases the served. There's a difference. You might be thinking you're a good servant because you're following everything. But it is displeasing everybody. That's not service. You're not doing good service. You should do service in such a way that it pleases the other person. Then that's service, no? Anukulena Krishnanushilanam. That's service in a pleasing way. So, and that happens, in temple. You ask, okay, Prabhu, what happened? Yeah, I'm following everything. Well, that's okay. But everybody's frustrated with him. Then there's a problem. There's a problem. You have to do in a way so that people get pleased. After all, devotion is about pleasing God and devotees, no? I have learned in my life, if you don't please devotees, you're not going back to Godhead. That's, I don't know, is it? They tell you? If you don't please devotees, it's difficult to go back to Godhead. You can please God, but what about devotees? It goes a long way. Blessings of devotees go a very long way. You need blessings of devotees. It's not just God. You need mercy. Without mercy, nothing will happen. So, how? You can please them. You can follow things and you can please them. To the capacity you can. And then devotees happy. You can't make everybody happy, first of all. That's out of question. That's also a utopian thing. It's not possible. Some people definitely will be annoyed with you. That's always there. But it should be a endeavor from our side that we follow in such a way that devotees become happy. Okay? That's very important to understand, because it doesn't. Just like for example, I generally don't take in night. Prasad I don't take. But if I go to somebody's house and they make with love and devotion, then I take. No problem. If you're saying, I take little. Because ultimately, you have to please him, no? Ultimately, you have to please devotees. I take little. No problem. You can break some rule for serving a devotee. Service means pleasing. You get my point? It's a difference. Okay, by my taking prasad, what is the service to him? Well, I'm not giving anything to him. You get my point? There's a difference. So, for example, spiritual world, Radha is sitting with Krishna. Radha is not doing for Krishna. Radha, Krishna, they're sitting on a bench. On Jhula? Swing. Radha is not doing anything. She is not actively serving Krishna at that time. She's just sitting. For Krishna is feeling joy with her. She is pleasing without acting. Service is not always acting. It's doing something. You can do without that also. So, if he says, okay, that's all. If it pleases you, no problem, I'll do it. If it is in your capacity. I meant to say, it's not that. Prabhu, it's very pleasing to me if you give all your money. Okay, take it. That's not a good idea. But if in your capacity, do it. Do it. You can break some of your rules, no problem. Idea is to please devotees. We are not here to stick to rules. Idea is to please Vaishnavas. If they are pleased, Krishna is pleased. We get their blessings.
Love is the only unbreakable rule.
Yeah. It's said in Bible, but maybe in your teachings.
Yes.
Yeah. It all comes to love, It all comes to love. So, love Krishna and his devotees. What else? What do you have to do? What else you have to do? What else isn't there in life? What else? This is the ultimate thing. Love Krishna and his devotees. All we are doing just to achieve this. It's a final statement. That's the goal of life. And if we are not practicing here, what are you doing? We're following rules. Simply following rules, we don't go back to Godhead. We go to rule lok, not go lok. Not to go lok. Doesn't go like that. Doesn't happen like that. So I understood like that. After some time, initially I was also rules. Rules you have to follow. We are not saying you have to follow. But when it comes to please devotees, you can break rules. No problem. But to your capacity. You have to see. Okay. So, service means not only to follow, but follow in a way that a person is pleased. That's the point. Pleasing is the point. You have to always remember, pleasing is a point. So if that person says, you just keep your mouth shut. If it pleases you, okay. No problem. You happy? Okay. Krishna is always asking in Vrindavan. All these deers are coming. And Krishna is always asking, are you happy? And deers are saying, oh, okay. He's always asking this, are you pleased? Are you pleased? That's what he's doing. That's what we are doing here. I'll finish. Is it? It makes a difference now. Am I okay? Just like I asked you now. You order me what to do. That's all. If it pleases you, I'll do that. So, aim of my life is to please you all. So I'm pleasing you, no? Is it? You're tired, but still you're getting interest now. So that's Vaishnava's job. To make Krishna consciousness interesting and pleasing. And people come. That's what Prabhupada said, no? Who's going to come here? So, it's important not only to follow, but follow in a way that pleases you served. Okay. Now, as a service, there's some general service and special service. So, general service is everybody knows. Cleaning, book distribution, cooking, no? And there's something special service. Now, special service will be, Krishna will reveal you after some time what he wants from you. It might not be clear initially, no? Initially, everybody has to do general service, all services which is required. But after some time, he'll clear to you, okay, this I want from you. Maybe through spiritual master, maybe through your heart, whatever. Just like my special service is to preach science. My special service is to show that Prabhupada books are special. It's deep. That's what I'm doing in the morning, no? So that's my service. I know in my mind I have to do this, 2 things. And third thing is college. I'm clear. But it took time. It took around 10 years to get to understand what's my special service, because that's a gift. Special service is for special people, no? Simple. General service for general people. So you have to prove to Krishna you are special. Special in the sense, I'm serving you since so long, determined, I want to serve you, and then Krishna will say, okay, this is it. So unless you don't have special service, do general service, no problem. Chant 16 hours, do your whatever service. Be happy in that. That's okay. Why I'm telling this is because many people will have special service. And then you can't say that, we are just chanting, we are book distributing, we are doing, and you are doing this. You see? It comes to that point. So, I'm in scientific preaching, I always preach science and this, and I read science. So, many new devotees, they say, Prabhu, we are doing book distribution, we are doing this, and you are reading so many books. Because science, you have to read so many books, no? Sanskrit, this. So then they say, you also want to read so many books, you want to learn Sanskrit. I said, come on, this is my special service. You don't need this. You getting point? Mm-hmm. It makes complex then. And everybody wants to read Sanskrit. Everybody wants to read Madhva, Ramanuja, Vallabh. And you don't need, it's not your service. Why do you need all these things? Prabhupada books are perfect. Perfect. What else? You can perfect your life, do services. If you get in this service, required, do that. Is it? Otherwise, what's the point? Why do you waste your time? Simple. So, and servants has to be responsible. You have to have responsibility. If you don't have responsibility, it's very bad. Responsibility means whatever you are serving, you should understand this service, I am responsible for this service. Leaders have to give them feeling that they're responsible, and you have to take it as a responsibility. You have to do it. I have to finish this. Okay, I told you in lecture, we have 3 types of servants. 3 types of services. The lowest, the 3rd class servant is, you tell him, he'll not do. You force him, then he'll do. 2nd class servant is, you tell, he'll do. 1st class servant is, you tell, he'll do, but he'll do more than that. That's 1st class servant. That's Hanuman.
Isn't there better?
What?
They just know what they should do and then they do it.
Yeah, that's what. We tell them you do it, and then they do even more than that. Just like Hanuman. Ram told Hanuman, you bring information of Sita. He went to Lanka. He not only brought information of Sita, he burned Lanka. He put fear in Brahman and he came back. Ram was very happy. Yes, you are the most intelligent. That's a servant. He can anticipate his master's desires and can fulfill without saying. That's a good servant. It's not always saying, no. Just like a good wife, she anticipates what husband wants and she's doing without him saying anything. It's a perfect wife. That's a good servant. So we have to be 1st class servant. Try to become like that. Okay, as a servant, do not expect anybody's help. If you are doing a service, do not expect help. Expectation should not be there. I am doing service, nobody is helping me, what's happening? He's nonsense, come on. It's your service. If somebody is helping you, so thank him, be obliged to him. Okay, it was my service, you are helping me, I am obliged to you. But don't expect, otherwise you will keep on saying, nobody is helping me, I'm alone. No. It's good, it's your service. You got it. Do it properly, do it. Even it takes more time, no problem. That's how Radharani works in Golok. See, I told you everything I learned from Golok. It's all from Krishna book. Radharani is like that. Radharani, she, whenever she does some service to Krishna, flowers, garlands, she makes, and she doesn't expect any services. She says, okay, fine. But when anybody helps her, but of course, Golok, everybody helps Radha, no? Everybody understands themselves. So they come, gopis, they help, and Radha then thanks them. She thanked them, thank you, I'm obliged to you that you helped me in my service to Krishna. That's what Radha is doing. So, you can be like that. Yeah. Okay, if you cannot do any service, if something is given to you, do not deny it on the face. Do not deny it, do not do it. You see, if you cannot do service, do not deny it and do not do it. Because you cannot do. So what to do? Discuss and find out ways how you can do it with the leader. That's what you have to do, to discuss with him.
So, can you give an
For
example?
example, if I tell somebody, okay, fine, you should do college preaching. Now, if he finds, I'm not fit, but they are saying, and if his new leader is saying, what should I do? And then if he, okay, let me do. But he's confused. I cannot do, but he's asking. At the same time, he's not able to do, and he'll mess up that service. No. So better is, he should not say no. At the same time, he can't say yes. Discuss. See, I find myself unable to do this. This is tuck. So, can you tell me how I can do this? I want to do. Am I able to do it? How can I do this? If I'm not able, can I take some other service like that? So, don't deny first. Don't do. Because if you do, then you displease the other person, no? If you do, and if you do, and if you cannot do, then you mess it up. And then you spoil the service, no? Somebody else could have done that service for Krishna. You have made Krishna at loss. Is it? You spoil that service. So better is just discuss. That's all. Finish. It's good to discuss. Okay, and talking pleasingly is also a service. You know this? Pleasing talks is a service. That's a service. Always remember. It's not that. It's not a service. It's said in scriptures, if you cannot give anything, at least give sweet words. It said no. What was that? So if you cannot give anything, at least give sweet words. That's a service to Vaishnavas. Idea is to please them, to keep them happy, you know. You can speak sweetly. What's the harm in doing that, you know? That's said in scriptures. It's okay. So that's also one service. Now you understand why it's service, because it pleases them. That's why it's service. Otherwise you might think, why this is service, you know. I'm not doing anything. No, that's service. You have to always remember in mind. Don't use words carefully. Don't use offensive words. Don't use wrong words. Use proper words. That's okay. Do your best you can, and then leave it on Krishna. That's service. Do your best, then leave it on. Put your full energy in service, and do not be discouraged at any time, whatever service you do. I didn't get any result. What's happening? But anyway, you tried your best. If you don't try your best, then you don't get result, then there's a problem. Then you should get discouraged. You do your best. This is Prabhupada's statement. Do your best, leave it on Krishna. And do not get discouraged. Nothing will be fine. What to do? If you don't find encouragement to serve, just think how much Krishna is serving us. And that will give you encouragement. He is serving us all the time. He is serving us, you know. And we should serve Him. And that will keep you busy lifetimes. Because He's been serving us lifetimes, you know. How to repay His debt? He's helping us, you know. Food, water, fire, air, sun. As a super soul is guide. We are living. How to repay His debt? We can't do that. That's why devotee is encouraged. He'll keep on serving. Day after day. Never think my service is over. As soon as you think this, next step is sleep. Or time waste. My service is over. So, okay, let me take some rest. Service is never over. One service, another service, third service. This concept is wrong. Service never finishes. It's a constitutional position to serve, no? You can't end service. So, okay, one type of service is over, the next service, the next type, the next type. So, I told you on that day, plan your services. Different plans, urgent plan, immediate plan, long-term plan. So, it'll keep you busy. It'll keep you busy. Okay. Serve devotees. I've told this. Give others pleasure and deny personal pleasure. As servants, what servants do? You see what, you know, have you been servant anywhere, anytime in your life? Have you been servant? Like America, there's a tradition, no? Like you can do anything.
I'll be like a professional servant.
Yeah.
Like in a restaurant or something?
Restaurant, you did something like in America, people do know, like it's normal, I've heard. In colleges they do some for money in some.
Oh yes.
You did?
Yeah.
So what's a servant, you know? What's a servant? What you're doing in a restaurant, you're giving them the best dishes, but you're not eating that.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the simple thing what is for you. That's a servant. Servant is a person who takes simple but gives the best to the master. You see? So we are servants. All Vaishnavas, you should give them the best. But yourself, the worst. Then you're a servant. That's a perfect servant. Okay, good. Give devotees pastries. Okay, eat nicely. You serve them in a restaurant, you know. And you don't take. I'm a slave, you know, I'm a servant. Servant is not allowed to enjoy. Servants are not allowed to enjoy, okay. Very simple. Then you can win everybody's heart. They'll be with you always.
Could I take the liberty to maybe adjust that to saying, not so much deny personal pleasure, but like take pleasure in serving others rather than...
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, serving. So that's another proposition you are bringing up. Take pleasure in serving others. What I am giving here is another proposition. We should not take pleasure much. Deny means not complete denial. But as a servant, it will help you to remember you are a servant. I am not entitled to these pleasures. They are my masters. They are entitled to the pleasures. You know what that Prabhupada disciple Jananevas was? Who started Rath Yatra? Yeah. What's his name? Jayananda Prabhu. Yeah, confused Jananevas Prabhu. Yeah, Jayananda Prabhu. He got cancer, and then you know what? He was admitted in the hospital, so he used to sleep on the floor, not on the bed. And then people, you know this, no?
I didn't know that.
You know this?
Yeah, picture.
Yeah, and then people ask you, why is you doing? He told, this bed is for Prabhupada. He had a picture on the bed. That's perfect. That's a servant mentality. That's perfect. So it will help you to remain in the consciousness of servant. Bhaktisiddhanta used to do like that. Bhaktisiddhanta, for devotees, he was having big room, nice room. For himself, he had a bench. He used to lie on bench and sleep. Just a bench. Just lie down. You can't go here and there. Just like that. For others, he used to check whether they have mosquito net, anything else, everything, arrangement. For him, nothing. He used to say, I'm servant. That's a real servant, no? Servant. So we have to act in that capacity. We are servants. So that's give others pleasure, deny personal pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, have friends. As servants, as we are doing service, we should all have friends. If you don't have friends, then you'll not be able to do service properly. You need to share your services, no? I mean, you need to share your realizations of services. As you don't feel enthused. Okay, I did this service and I have the realization. Somebody else said, I did this service, I have realizations. So you have enthusiasm in service, otherwise it becomes boring. You know, is it? And you also need encouragement, no? If you have friends, he'll say, okay, nice, this is good service. Then you feel encouraged, yes, I should do. Everybody needs encouragement, let's face it. You know, it's not that nobody encourages that we'll keep on doing service. It's not like that. It's not like that. So we have friends. The Prabhupada also had. Prabhupada was encouraged by Bhakti Vikasa Swami Maharaj, Keshav Anand Maharaj always. Yes, you're doing nice, do it. Yes, and Prabhupada, yes, good. So everybody needs encouragement. And last is, be busy. Do not look for peace, but love. And that's important. As servants, we are not here for peace. Otherwise, you'll go mad. You'll say, I joined ISKCON. No peace. I'm in tension. Forget it. We are for love. And love demands anxieties. No. If you want to love somebody, you are working for him. Spiritual anxiety. And the more anxiety you have, the more love you have. So, of course, peace will itself come. Spiritual anxiety is not devoid of peace. That's a contradiction, no? If somebody asked Prabhupada, spiritual anxiety, what about peace? Prabhupada said, you're a rascal, that's why you don't understand. Prabhupada always said like that. Prabhupada said, when you come to transcendental platform, spiritual anxiety is more peaceful than your peaceful state. That's a peaceful. It's a different state. That quality of peace is different. So, do not look for peace, otherwise you'll be disappointed. We are here for love. Love. And that's why keep yourself busy. Busy, as much as busy as you can. That's a very good thing. Okay, that's our service. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samast Bhaktivinoda ki jai.